let us bring in, talk about the markets now. Let us bring in Adam Dawes from Shaw and Partners. Adam, of course, we've got a big week, haven't we, of results which kick off this week. How do you see it going? Who are going to be the winners and losers, I guess?
Yeah, good afternoon, Tiki and Adam. It's certainly one of those ones that reporting season for us is the most busiest period of our year. We've got 3 weeks of companies reporting, and I think in the last Thursday of August, there's up to 26, 28 companies reporting in a day. So it's going to be absolute mayhem. But this is going to be one, as a student of the market, this is going to be one that I'm very, very keenly watching due to the fact that this is the first time that we're going to see real hard numbers from the 1st of January 2020 to the 30th of June, where actually companies actually have to report now. As we know, a lot of companies have provided not a lot of guidance, or in fact, they said to us that they're not going to provide any guidance. Now, this is going to be an issue. Now we're actually going to see where the rubber hits the road. I think there's going to be some winners and obviously some losers out of this. Certainly some of the winners will be the materials sector. So the likes of Fortescue, BHP and Rio have done their quarterlies, and they're going to be some fantastic numbers going forward. And I do suspect...
Adam, are we, just interrupting there, are we going to expect some special dividends from those companies?
Yeah, Tiggy, that's the talk of the town at the moment. I don't know is the answer. We've asked our analyst, Rocky, what he thinks. He says that those resource dividends probably won't be as big as what we've previously seen. They will have to keep some capital back. So I do feel that those dividends or those special dividends are going to be a little bit light on. But certainly if you wanted to put a bet on Fortescue for offering a large dividend, you will definitely get a large dividend from Fortescue at the moment.
And just on the broader market there, Adam, of course, the index has been basically hovering around 6,000 now for months. Do you expect earnings season to change that?
Well, up or down, I guess, is the question, really. Yeah, I do expect it. I do feel that as I said, we're going to get some really hard numbers. So that might put some shocks in the financial system. And I do suspect that our market will potentially come off on the back of some of these results. We know the numbers are going to be bad, but it's really about the outlook statements. And if those outlook statements are being pared back or to be at the lower end, then yeah, absolutely. I think we might see a little bit of a dip. We've been holding this 6,000 line for a couple of weeks now, just sort of buffering around there. I think the market's a little bit fatigued. And I think we will definitely potentially see a fall in the market after the reporting season at the end of August.
Now, we've got in financial services, we've got obviously the one big bank, Commonwealth Bank, reporting next week. We've also got AMP reporting, and they've been in all sorts of strife in the last, well, for a long time now, but in particular the last couple of weeks. So how do you see those 2 stocks?
Look, CBA will be a good result, no doubt about it. They will do well. And I suspect their dividend obviously will be lower, but they will pay a dividend compared to the likes of ANZ and Westpac that didn't pay a half-yearly dividend. Commonwealth Bank actually went ahead and sold their CFS Scandal or their international managed fund business, or sold 50% of that. So their coffers are going to be quite full. So I suspect that dividend is going to be fairly certain on that one, but it won't be a $2 dividend. You know, they will definitely pare that back. Look, AMP is still in a lot of hot water and a lot of trouble. We've got to sell on the stock. I don't see AMP getting out of any trouble anytime soon. So it's a sell for me. And really, it's just how bad things are going to get for those guys. But really, Tiki, yeah, it's one to stay away from me.
Just moving to the energy space now, Adam. Let's go to Woodside. Of course, the oil price, as you know, has collapsed this year. It's come back recently a little, but how do you see that playing out for Woodside?
Yeah, look, there's going to be challenging fundamentals is what we're talking to our clients about with the oil and gas space. Look, you know, there's not a lot of people driving cars. There's not a lot of planes in the air. There's certainly not a lot going for there. So there's value in the sector, and that potentially is a word for that it's going to be a tough sector going forward. I think Woodside will do okay. They're probably the best out of the bunch, being that they have the best balance sheet. They've got a lot of cash on their books, and look, they're going to give us some indication on where they're going to buy Chevron's stake in the Northwest Shelf. So I think Woodside will do okay. They've already downgraded already. It was about $6 billion downgrade, and we've seen that across the oil and gas sector around the world. But I think those challenging fundamentals are going to be really tough for investors, and I would be making sure that I'm in the big stocks, not in the smaller stocks, because they're the ones that are going to get hit pretty hard.
Yeah, Adam, speaking of big stocks, you've got your eye on Amcor.
Yeah, look, I think that's one that's actually going to beat expectations. You know, we've seen Coles and Woolies and the pandemic buying. Well, what puts those packages on the shelf? That's Amcor. So Amcor, I think, is going to do well. They've already upgraded twice in the last 6 months. So we do think that Amcor is going to be a fantastic result. They've got that US acquisition now sort of moving as well. So I think that's one, fingers crossed, that will be a good result for Amcor this August.
Yeah, dare I ask about Afterpay?
Everybody loves it, hey? Look, Afterpay is going to do well, no doubt about it. That US growth line and will do fantastic. There's no doubt about it. Afterpay just has to keep those numbers rolling in, and they have to be good. So they just raised a bucket load of cash. They're going to need to keep that going. So Afterpay should report well. It's just all about that US expansion. And if that US expansion is there a little bit of a hiccup somewhere, well, we'll see the share price come off. But look, if I'd be first to say, I probably think this one could go at $100. So look, it's been a fantastic story and a fantastic growth story for the ASX.
Wow.
All right, Adam Dawes, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much.